Hey there friends, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dominique, and for the month of July, I am sharing a series that is taking it back to the beginning of your healing journey. And I'm covering specific terminology that I found I had difficulty grasping at the beginning of my journey. And I feel that there's a great need for a little more clarity on these areas. So today, I would like to talk about what it means to discover or live by your authentic self, also known as your true self. So when I started my journey, I started it because I was sick and tired of making excuses for being unhappy. And there was something in me that knew I was not where I wanted to be. And I knew that I was capable of doing so much more, but I was very limited by the beliefs and stories that I told myself. And from the age of 0 to 7, we are sponges within our environments. We are taking in all of the information we possibly can to learn how to survive in our world. And we learn a lot of information from our teachers, our caregivers, and that would be grandparents, parents, friends. So we take on a lot of their beliefs and conditioning and make it our own. So when it comes to discovering your authentic self or your true self, you're ultimately on a mission to discover who you were born to be before the world told you who you needed to be. And for myself, that was exactly what my journey was all about. So when we hear the terminology authentic self or true self, this is ultimately the person you are without the conditioning, without the beliefs of your caregivers or other important individuals in your life. So what is it that you believe? What is it that you want to believe or do with your life? A lot of the beliefs that held me back were beliefs that money was bad and that it was unattainable and that it only caused hurt. Another belief was that I wasn't smart enough to start my own business or go after my big dreams. And a lot of these beliefs came from experiences that I had in my childhood. And you may really be familiar with certain beliefs that kind of bring up memories of your childhood, even in this moment. And those are the specific beliefs and stories that hold us back from being who we truly are. So some ways that I like to practice living according to my authentic self or my true self is by revisiting the beliefs that were no longer serving me, that I knew had to change because they were not mine. And so as I revisit these beliefs, I like to also journal on them. So if I am journaling on my belief that I'm not smart enough, I will ask myself, is this belief true? Can I 100% be sure that this belief is true? And the majority of the time, you will answer no. And I find that every one of my beliefs, I was able to answer no. I was not able to pull out anything that was proof that this belief was 100% accurate. The next thing that I like to journal on is, who would I be or what would I do if I no longer had this belief? And by journaling and reflecting on my limiting beliefs and what my true beliefs are, this helps to get me connected in a much deeper level to my true self, my authentic self. And there's so many other ways of really connecting with your authentic self besides journaling. And one of the other ways that I do this is through my grounding practices, which in last week's video, I talked about what it means to get grounded in your body or to practice grounding. I will leave that video linked here in the cards if you haven't watched it yet. But by working on just being more present, by working on your true statements, who you truly are, who you truly want to be, this really gives us a much deeper connection to who we truly want to be, our authentic self in life. And so when it comes to practicing, I recommend that in order to build a deeper connection to your authentic self, you practice reflecting on what those limiting beliefs of yours really are, and to become aware of them, to become familiar with them. This can be very, very challenging and uncomfortable. So take it slowly, practice one belief at a time, and really take a look at what you want to believe. Because the majority of the time, I would say pretty much all the time, our limiting beliefs are not truth. And we're the only ones who know what our truth really is. And it's about becoming aware and diving deeper into knowing that inside of us, we hold all of the answers that we are seeking. So I know this can sound a little bit woo-woo and out there, but I was one of those individuals who rolled my eyes quite often to the term of finding your authentic self and understanding that you hold all the answers inside of you. But I'm so glad that over the years, I have come to recognize that this is 100% accurate, and I could not be happier with how my journey has led me to discovering this true self of mine. Now, I still have plenty of work to discovering my true self, but I am okay with that. And I encourage you guys, as you are on your own journey to discovering your authentic self or your true self, to look at it as a continual journey. There is no finish line. Life is about discovering who we truly are and what gifts we can bring to the world to make this planet a better place, to make this planet heaven on earth. And I truly believe at this point in my journey that I have finally found what I am meant to be doing with my life. And I didn't discover this until I was about 37 years old. So you're never too old. You are never too late to discover, to find, to connect with your true self. So I encourage you to journal, to practice grounding, to practice presence, to practice being okay with being by yourself and listening to what your intuition, what your gut is trying to tell you. And as I mentioned, it's practice. It's not going to come easy, but it is well worth the effort. So I hope you enjoyed this short discussion on what it means to discover your authentic self or to live by your authentic true self. If you have any questions for me, please leave them down below in the comments. And if you have any other video ideas, I would absolutely love to hear those too. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so and hit that notification bell while you're down there. And until next time, sending you so much healing love.